check out the Patreon and gain access to all the source code. Hey, welcome to this video. Today we'll go over how we can start using the spell editor. This will be a new series on the spell editor. So today we'll just go over how we can modify a spell. So mounts are spells. So we can modify the mount so we can actually run around and instant cast it, but it doesn't interrupt it when we move around. And of course you can stand still and still mount it. So that's what we'll be doing today. See you in the video. Let's get right into it. So I expect you to already have installed SpellEditor. I will leave a link down below to where you can get it. So let's open the SpellEditor, and then I always do the SQL Lite because it's just much easier personally. So I will be doing that. If you are doing it with the MySQL, there might be some other things you will need to do. Let's just close this, and now since we want to change the raptor, we would write raptor here, and then you see all the different ones here. And today I won't go over everything here or anything in here. I will just take you straight to where you gotta go for each of these. I have Ed K, a friend of mine, writing up a big documentation since he is working on the project Raftnella, and he has played around with the spell editor hours on hours, so he knows a lot more than I do. But let's get back to this. So let's take the Emerald Raptor, which has this ID. Click on it. Now you see all the data has been loaded, that it increases spell speed by 60%. Summers and this misses a writable Emerald Raptor. Okay, great. We have clicked on this. Now go to base. And in here, you can see a ton of stuff. As I said before, I won't be going over all of this because that would just, it would be a long video to go over that. I plan on, in this series I'm doing, go over as much as the spell editor I can as I learn it. So for us to do an instant cast, we will take the cast time, scroll up and set it to 0. That's the first thing. Next thing is that you would go over, I can just quickly show you. So there's target/procs, and here you can see when it should proc, so on dev, on target killed, and a ton of other stuff. So there's a lot, like here in the effects, here you can apply auras, 3 auras for each spell here. And this is something we'll go over later on. But let's go to flags, since this is where we want to be. So you see all these attribute flags. So this, it's an ability, so we have ticked this on. We do not want to log it, and it's only outdoors. Basically, you can't use them indoors, mounts as normal. But we will go to the interrupts because we will want to look at when something is interrupted. And as you can see here, interrupts, we have interrupt flags. So since we want to change it from being on movement, so you can run around and still do all the normal using of the mount, only this mount though, so you need to change this for all the other mounts. But let's tick this off, because now you can, when we save this and export it to both the server and the client, you'll be able to run around and still use the mount. And it will also be instant cast because we changed over here in cast time. So tick this off so it's not there. And all you gotta do now is just click Ctrl S to save it with a hotkey, or you can just click up here and you'll see it saved the spell. And that's all we had to do in the spell editor. So now what we want to do is click the import export. You see the window here. Go to export, and now you will, depending on how you wanna do everything, normally you need to export the DBC files, because you need DBC files to be added to the server. And the way I normally do it is that I have a folder patch in my client which just have the DBC files for it all. But if you wanna just make a quick patch automatically MPQ, you can just click here and export it to MPQ. But I will continue with the exporting to DBC files. So I will click this, and now all it does is that you can see here, it exports all of these DBCs or SpellEditor. Now that's done. And for making it easier for everyone here, I would highly recommend downloading the EasyDBCUpdater, which is a program I made for EdK, but released to everyone so everyone can use it. And I will leave a link down below to use that. So you will need to set it up with a config file, but I have made a big README on GitHub, so it's easy. Basically what the program does is that you just click update files, and it will move the files to the server and update your client with the files too, so it's instant. So like, click here, and now you see the log, it moved everything. So everything is fine and it's ready to work or ready to go. And it also deletes the client cache if it's found. Just, you need to delete those to, like, if you open the game and you had some other change before, let's say you are working on a custom spell or custom item even, if you don't remove the cache, you will run into the change not showing up actually. So, but that's all we need to do here. So you can just close the program if you want, you can keep it open if you want to. And now all we have to do is that we just gotta start the server. So let me just get around to starting all the server stuff up. So now that we are in game again, let's start up here. So let's get into our character and try it out. So now I move around, I click here, and you see we can now instant mount, and we can mount while walking around. So that was all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.